All right. You ready to unload, buddy?
Yeah.
What's that?
Who's she talking to?
Gosh, look how high.
What do you think about that, dude?
He's happy, I'm happy.
Are you glad we have an office? What's up, y'all? Welcome to another vlog.
Oh, it's not bad,
It's a
honey.
great day out. It's
Residents
beautiful.
of PA, it's $78 per night. If we
All
did
right.
2 nights of that, that would be so fun.
That
They
sounds
have
fun.
a pool too.
All right, so a friend of ours invited us on a camping trip.
Yeah. And they're like,
I've never been camping.
I've been
because
camping.
Obviously, I'm from Philly, like we
he's
talked
my little
about.
city boy.
Never been camping.
I have been camping for sure. I went camping. My dad took me camping a ton when I was a little girl. Like a lot. Like intense camping. Like,
Really?
He
You
did.
know, be a good clickbait. Philly boy goes camping. What
We're not
could go,
going
what could go wrong?
My dad used to do, I mean, we are talking like sleep on the ground, cook the food over the fire camping.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah, he was like in it. And then I did Girl Scouts and I had a wonderful, wonderful Girl Scout leader that she like took us to a cabin. She taught us how to make like those foil pack dinners. We do like, I should actually just make those because they're really easy. You do like a hamburger patty, carrots, potatoes, and salt and pepper. Wrap it up in foil, cook it over cast iron. It comes out, it's delicious. And I was a picky kid, I remember doing that. But no, I have been camping, definitely. I grew up near we're going to the office, baby.
Yeah, mom's talking. You shouldn't be talking while she's talking.
I grew up near a campsite. If anybody knows where Lake Tapawingo is.
Tapawingo.
Lake Tapawingo.
Lake Tapawingo. Lake Tacamingo.
Looking back, actually, I kind of stopped when I got older just because I guess I was less adventurous and I had more activities. But I grew up pretty like
you got after.
outdoorsy. Yeah, my dad was really into it. My mom was not really into the outdoorsy stuff, but she kind of like wanted me to be. You know
That'd
what I mean?
be a good vlog. We just do it. That'd be a good experience in general.
The kids love it. It's Moose, all it is. And she just texted me. It has a kitchen. It has air conditioning.
They knew we weren't. The selling
Kitchen,
point.
AC.
The selling point was it's not real camping.
Yeah, but it's a cabin, so that has kitchen, AC, running water. I think.
That's what cabin stands for. No. All right.
And then they have like a pool on site, a park for the kids. So it's basically just like slightly less elevated living, probably no phone service, and you just like relax.
That's
You
great.
know what I mean?
That's great.
And
We need
just-
that. All right, we're gonna look into that.
We should definitely do it.
All right, let's do a quick segment. Actually, no. We'll cut it and then we'll jump into a segment.
And I don't know if they'll ever watch this, but the friends that invited us, I mean, those are some solid people.
Oh, they're great.
They're amazing.
They're a family that we would want to go
Oh yeah.
go because they obviously know what they're doing out there.
Yeah, they know what they're very, very, like the dad, he was in the Marines, he like canoes,
They know what's up out there. We're not gonna be like
and they're just like the nicest people. They're just
funny.
so fun. They're
Funny
so
too.
fun, they're just good. When you think of like good people, they're just great.
Yeah. So maybe we'll look to do
summer,
like a camping vlog.
I think I would like to do a camping trip, and then I think we'll probably go back to Philly and do like a real time in Philly. Yaya, if you're watching this, I'm thinking we do Yaya camp.
Yaya camp.
Yaya camp.
And all right, but we should address some of the videos we've been posting because I was gonna say we've been wilding, but we haven't been wilding. Just a few videos. There's been a few videos that have taken off for whatever reason.
Just 2.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So a few videos just popped off, went viral out of nowhere. We didn't expect this. We went to Philly, and just backstory. Went to Philly to check out a wedding venue. See family, stuff like that, and just take the kids out.
Yeah.
So we go to Philly. We met up with our boy. Now, backstory. I grew up in Philly, so all you guys talking about, transplant. You can tell these guys aren't from Philly.
Can I
That's
put
not
something
true.
in there?
I grew up in Southwest Philly.
Can I throw something
In the city. I went to high school, elementary school, middle school, high school.
Moose did not just grow up in Philly. Moose was like a Philly, like when you go to Philly, as an outsider. You'll see some people, and Moose can probably tell, that are from like the outskirts.
I didn't have a car. I didn't have a car.
And then you will see these little children running around. They're too young to be by themselves, probably. They typically have a bike, skateboard, or basketball, and they just are of the fabric of the city. Moose was a city. Moose was of the fabric.
I grew up.
Moose was let loose not let loose.
We had a big family.
Yeah.
Grew up in Southwest Philly.
Yeah.
I started boxing in King Sesson Boxing Gym.
Yeah. And side note, I know you're getting like nostalgic and nice. Side note, this is how much he is from Philly. By age 5, this man could take.
Yeah, you gotta tell him all that.
Oh, sorry. He could take like public transportation. Like he knew how to like work the, what do you call it? Yeah, he could.
The trolley.
He could get anywhere.
We hop on the trolley.
If I asked him right now, like rapid fire, how do I get from here to here in Philadelphia? He could give me a full. I've tested it. He can give me a full.
But the reason why I didn't chime in when our boy Jay, who was also from Philly, we met in high school.
Yep.
We went to engineering, ENS, George Washington Carver High School.
Oh, no, not
That's where we met. No, I went to Masterman. He might have went to Masterman for a year, but
he's older.
We went
He's a little older than you.
No, we were high school
when
friends.
You met, you was okay. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
So our boy Jay also grew up in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy in the video.
Mm-hmm.
He's explaining the underground tunnels to Eleanor, my wife, my beautiful wife, who I met in college. So I went to Penn State, met her in college. Yep. She's from Kansas City, so she doesn't know anything about the city. So basically, Jay, who is from the city, is basically a tour. He's basically a tour guide. A tour guide.
Because I wanted to see Chinatown really bad. Not being a tourist.
She's a tourist. She's getting to know the city. So
I just wanted.
Bottom line is he's explaining that. But it was pretty cool though, because a lot of people seems like found that really interesting that that you can go underground. So when I was young, we used to go. I mean, there's so many tunnels, like SEPTA tunnels you take. You get off, like with an old gallery, you go underneath the gallery, you go all the way by the food court, you go down, you go on like the L Street, walk all the way to 11th, all the way to 8th. You can walk like crazy underground, whatever, but it's something that I guess there's a lot of people that don't know.
I guess if you're not from there, you don't.
But it's also just very interesting.
Yeah. And Phil, one thing we got to go back and do when your sisters maybe can take the kids for a little bit.
But one thing is it does stink. So a lot of you guys have been commenting like it smells like whatever. It's terrible, dude. A lot of homeless people down there. It's sad, but it's just it's like you gotta hold your breath. So as long as you can hold your breath, like if you got a good tank, boom, you can send it. But if you got some kind of like, if you got weak lungs, you might as well walk right up steps and walk up the stairs.
But on a lighter note, one thing I do, because I like being a tourist, okay? I think we should appreciate places and ask questions about them. It's okay if you sound like you don't know anything. I don't know anything. So obviously, one of the things that really intrigues me about Philadelphia, which is one thing I feel like you kind of almost don't appreciate about your city. It might be one of the oldest cities in America, right?
A lot of history.
I haven't really gotten to go see it. They've got there's places that they have preserved.
Old city.
They still have cobblestone streets. The buildings still have those little, instead of having like a sign for the building, they still have those little you know what I'm talking about? The little hanging tavern signs.
Oh,
they have to hang down because you can't put stuff on it, and they have rules for these buildings. They're all historical buildings. They're basically historical artifacts. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of
it'll just be like a coffee shop.
I don't know. It was a while ago, but at a certain point, they just put all these historical signs on all these different places, which is pretty cool. But Philly has a ton of history. We should go. We got to go see Old City. One of these vlogs, we'll do an Old City vlog.
Yeah.
Going back to Philly, doing an Old City vlog. That would be fun.
I feel like that's gonna be the part that really I love. You know.
They have. You know what we should do? They have we used to go on school trips where they would, you go to the Mint, you go to Declaration, whatever. You go to Independence Hall, all that stuff. So you go there and Liberty Bell. You go there and they have
You took me to see the Liberty Bell.
But they have guys who will just impersonate all those.
Yes, the Ben Franklin. I want to go on one of those
Ben Franklin.
Okay, they are not just guides. these people, they like live, that's how they live, right? Kind of, to an extent. No, like they know Ben Franklin's favorite. If you ask them like, what's your favorite food or whatever.
Sure, they go home.
No, obviously, but I mean, like if you ask them what was what's your favorite food, Ben Franklin, they've like studied him enough to know like.
It's like The Office, that scene in The Office where the dude's like, he's trying to trip up the guy. And he can never get him. The guy's so
but
good.
they've studied it that much. Like mannerisms, probably just little
What's
things.
their job?
Everything. Yeah, I know, but that's so fun to me.
All right, so now we're on the topic of Philly. And then the second video that went viral. So so just in this Philly trip, we had 2 videos that just going crazy viral. And backstory again, just because a lot of you guys are new, like just followed us and stuff like that. Which we're not like a big shot, or anything. We're just saying. There's a lot of people that took interest in these videos, so we're like, you know what, let's address it in the next video. We graduated, we had 3 children, and we created started this company called Dadoots, and we make baby products and sell baby products. So we also do a family vlog. So that's just a little bit about us.
Okay.
All right. So the second video that took off was like just a spontaneous. So we're down in Philly. We were doing the Philadelphia vlog, and we were visiting this little wedding venue. All right. So we're in Philadelphia, and Eleanor sees these guys. We're at the art museum,
which is Moose's favorite spot.
So I grew up. I used to run a lot. So I boxed a ton growing up. I ran a lot, and I would run by the art museum steps a lot. But we got out, and I grew up boxing in Philly, and also I'm a current MMA fighter, so I still do it. And we see these guys, this trainer.
And
side
note, we're talking about how good Moose is. Left this part out. He is the 2019 national champion boxer. He's the first national champ Penn State had in I think like 25 years, right?
I don't know about that.
20 years. Yeah.
It was a little There's a good little spacing out, but
very good.
So I won a national champion. I won a national championship while I was in college, and currently do MMA. We go out and we see these guys. The coach, dad and son. Holding pads. So Eleanor's like, oh my God, that's your people. Get out there. And I'm like, all right. I see it was dope. I see the dad coaching his son, and I grew up in Philly. I know a lot of the Philly boxing scene.
This kind of started you off like that.
So I went out there and I just obviously the video's a little clickbaity, like some random guy, but that's just how it is. So to make it funny, but I go out there and I just kind of like, I'm watching him. The kid's killing it. Like he's hitting the pads. The dad's doing his thing. And
I should find his kids. I think his kid has an Instagram for
boxing. I tag him in it.
Okay, we should tag him on here.
I already tagged him in it.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So anyway, they're hitting pads and I'm watching. Eleanor's recording the whole thing. I didn't know she was recording, but she's just recording the whole thing. And so I wait a little bit, and then when they were done their whole little session, I introduced myself to the guy. The video is kind of clipped. It looks like I just jumped in, but I introduced myself. I was like, you mind if I hop in, get a quick little round? And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And right away started going, and then we just started flowing. And a lot of people think it's like it's not easy or hard. It's just like if you know, you know. And he knew what he was doing. I knew what I was doing, and then you find that rhythm. Yeah. And anyway, so that video popped off. And after that, we talked a whole lot about, boxing, Philly, this and that, different people you have a connection with. And it was awesome to see just like a lot of positive comments and stuff, because, it's just like, it's a good interaction. Like, in our world, there's so much drama, so much negativity. It's like, why, just like be a people to a people, just go talk to somebody and hit some pads. Like, it's not, life ain't, it's not, serious in some aspects, but in some aspects you just, cool. All right, well, so those were the 2 videos that went viral, and we appreciate all the love and stuff like that. I didn't get a lot of love.
I got a lot of transplants are so annoying. How did she not know this? What's wrong with her? Can't stand when new people come and get shocked by the city. But you must be living under a rock if you don't know this.
You gotta understand that, Philly is
But here's the thing, that video only went viral amongst people that like I feel like the only people that commented on that video was people that have lived in Philadelphia probably their whole lives. Yeah. And they just banded together to be like, how did she not know this? I don't know it because I'm from Kansas City.
But to be fair though, there was a lot of people that came to your defense and said
Yeah, that's true.
like obviously she's probably not from Philly, or she's like they said like yeah, not everyone's from Philly.
Or some people even
whatever.
said like I've lived here and I didn't know this.
Yeah, or
Just
like I
'cause
live
if
here,
you
I
don't
didn't know that.
really get in the
Whatever.
habit, you probably just don't.
All right, so on the subject of Philly, we were just in Sheetz,
Mm-hmm.
and I came across these Mike and I told Eleanor, I'm like, yo, Mike and Ike's, that's like a Philly thing, and Eleanor's like, I don't think that's a Philly thing. Like, she's like, my grandpa or whoever, like my family would eat Mike and Ike's, and I'm like, not your family, but
like,
you knew she knew people that
we're big Mike and Ike fans.
were big Mike and Ike fans. But I'm like, dude, I grew up. You go to Poppy's store at deli, they're like, yo, let me get a Mike and Ike. Like, I don't know, I just felt like that was like
Side note,
a hood
Poppy's
thing.
Poppy store is a Philadelphian bodega.
So let's do this segment where we basically this is Moses, our son Moses, right? We got some Cheerios. Cheerio, Mike. Cheerio. Everybody want Cheerio? All right, go ahead. So we're gonna do a segment called Hood or Not Hood.
Okay.
Snack
so
edition.
I found on Google this list of the most allegedly the most iconic.
Wait, let's do like a little clip, like a little introduction. All right, we're gonna do this segment. Is this snack a hood snack or not a hood snack? Let's run it.
All right, I found a list on Google of the most, they said, iconic corner store and hood snack.
Okay.
Okay, number one.
And you guys can jump. You guys can guess if it's a hood snack or not too.
All right, number one, honey bun.
That's a hood snack. Let's be real. Come on. Honey buns,
Yeah.
bro.
Honey
In
buns.
school, growing up in school,
I think
that was like when you go on a school trip, you get a hoagie and a honey bun, or it's after school you just get a honey bun.
I would agree with that because the only time I had a honey bun was when I was taking like the mega bus and we'd stop at a random gas station.
Like a Philly?
Like out in just out in the middle of
hood?
nowhere, kind of.
All right. Yeah. So all right, we'll say honey bun is a hood snack. Because,
yeah.
Oh, and at one point, so when I grew up in Philly, they used to always just have like the honey bun, the regular honey glaze, whatever.
We already went to Philly. So
Then this brand came out with like the chocolate glaze, this little white chocolate glaze or whatever, and they kind of popped off a little bit. Everybody would get it in the hood. They were 50 cents. They were so cheap, and they put them in the microwave for like 5 seconds, and they were crazy. But
All right,
I
number
didn't really eat
two,
it much, but.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
All right, Flamin' Hot Cheetos, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I've never had.
Oh wait,
Flamin'
but let's say like, what's the segment? Is this just a hood snack or is it like everywhere?
Hot.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos,
No, I
come on,
think that's pretty much a hood
Dad,
snack.
That's gotta be like a hood snack.
on Friday.
All right, that's a hood snack. Don't do that.
Here's an interesting one. Pickles in a bag.
Pickles in a bag.
You've never? Okay, so
I like pickle in a bag, but I don't think that's a hood snack.
no, I think that
Nope.
I believe it is more. I think that's more of a southern thing.
Southern?
Southern, I think.
Pickles in a bag,
I
yeah.
believe that's more of a southern thing.
That's not like, yeah, we didn't do that.
I have like southern people. I think
All right, what's the next one?
Kraft mac and cheese. That's everybody.
Oh,
Everybody, every American child.
That's everybody, yeah.
Kraft mac and
Can I
cheese.
have some food?
Okay, and then
I'll
this
drink
one
it first so don't spill.
said frozen big microwave sandwiches. That's not like a brand, just like big microwavable sandwiches, I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know. I've
We
never-
didn't have a microwave growing up. All right, but we didn't have a microwave.
Oops.
Legit, we didn't have a microwave here.
All right. Jolly Ranchers.
Sandy and then
Jolly Rancher, I
banana.
think, is kind of a hood snack.
I think it kind of
it's
is.
a hood snack.
I
Now-
feel like they were kind of
These
wasn't a popular snack.
what's the dang? There was a bag. So this is a real hood snack. If you really knew, you get these little
You really
I forget what they
knew
call it,
that?
fruity something.
Careful, Elena.
If you know the name, remind me. It's like called fruity something. And they have these little fruit Jones, these little snacks that you go to the Chinese store, the Chinese corner store, and they have in like a 50-cent bag, and they just dump a bunch of those like fruity whatever
All right,
in there.
let's
That's
keep
a hood
going.
snack.
I found a really good list. I found a bigger list. They're gonna be like dates, dried mango.
Dates, dried mangoes, kind
Organic
bars,
yogurt.
organic this, organic that,
They've got
Crackles.
organic crackers, sourdough
like to
bread.
say free hummus.
Cheerios.
You know, no seed oils, all kinds of crazy. These guys are spoiled.
Daddy.
These guys are spoiled.
You see Lily's sister before, but she's just showing it in this vlog. And in all these vlogs, she's actually 3 and I'm 4. My dad's wait.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
What's that?
Who's she talking to?
Look how high I am.
Yeah. Oh, she wants Elena to come back. Look.
What do you think about that, dude?
He's happy, I'm happy.
Are you glad we have an office? So you don't have to have the drum set in the house?
Don't give me
What are you doing?
I run here.
See what you were doing.
Huh?
Go ahead. Whee!
Look at move.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh! Alright, buddy, so we're going to the transfer station. You know what that means? Drop a bunch of junk off at the recycling and trash station. And then after we can go to Sheets. But right now we had a bunch of stuff. We got a nice day out. Yeah, look, all this stuff right here. All this just junk. This just making a mess. Just all this stuff making a mess. So we're gonna throw all this stuff away and we're gonna take you guys along. So here's the scales where they measure the big trucks. All right, so they told us that we have to get on the scale. So we basically went the wrong way, but we're learning. It's the first time doing this. They gotta weigh our car, I don't know. Yeah. All right, so guys, I just figured it out. So I just talked to a lady. Basically, there's a $25 minimum fee up to 500 something pounds. So, and I was like, how do you know how much weight and trash we have? Well, they measured our car. They weighed our car coming in, and we dump everything out, and then they weigh our car coming out. So very smart, very smart. So they basically, Moses, they basically know how much our car weighs with the trash, and then they're gonna know how much our car weighs without the trash. And they're gonna do a little math, subtract it, and then they'll know how much trash we have. So right now we're backing up. All right, you ready to unload, buddy?
Yeah.
All right, that was awesome, wasn't it, buddy? All right, next thing we have to do is we gotta go weigh our car now. Now they'll know how much trash we had. What do you think? You think we'll have more than 500 or less than 500? I don't know. Next time we'll look at the weight when we walk in. Next time we'll look at the weight when we walk in, and we'll look at the weight when we left, when we leave. All right. So here's our receipt, buddy. This is what it says. It says we had $25 minimum, and it says our net total was 140 pounds. So that means we had 140 pounds worth of stuff. 140. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, there's so much trash. We gotta be like, we gotta be mindful not to waste so much, just so we don't have so much garbage. All right, guys, that was awesome. We'll see you in the next shot.
Hold on, baby. Don't open yet. Moses, careful.
Here you go.
Wait, Isla. Isla.
Isla. Isla's ready to go. Look at that. Yeah, girl.